We're Mychele and Shaun, and this is episode 4 of our van build series. This week we are 2 windows closer to getting back on the road with Evie.
Or Snoopy.
To be continued.
Today we're going to try and fit the windows. Having a window on the sliding door and then a window over here. So, done a lot of YouTube video research. Hopefully it goes to plan. So the next step is we're going to cut along these lines here so we can get the jigsaw blade in to cut this panel out. So now, cut these bits out, which makes it easy to get the jigsaw past later. So now I'm going to go through and pilot a hole all the way around the window, and then I can join them all up with the jigsaw after, and out it'll come.
I feel like breaking rules on the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us too, playing around without a clue on the edge, leaning out. With us it's on.
We did it! Ow, man. You just saw us take the window out. Once we did that, there was still a lot of like pointy spots on the window from where Shaun had cut through it, so we just sanded it down a little bit, first using, what did you use? The grinder first, and then we just used like a really big file to get the like smaller pieces. And now Shaun is painting over the edge that we just cut with that same paint that we were using to rust proof at the beginning for the exact same reason. Now that it's been stripped down to bare metal, we just want to make sure it doesn't rust over. So that is what he's doing right now, and then after that we're gonna let that dry, and then we have to fit the window. Shaun and his dad were holding the window from the outside, placing it into its spot, and then I came in here and I used a pencil just to trace the outline of the window right here. The reason I did that was because now that it's inside, we can go and prime the spots that won't be visible. That'll be in the metal and not the actual window, and that's how the window is going to stick to the van, because believe it or not, it is held pretty much only by glue. Now, what Shaun is doing is he is jamming this piece, is it rubber?
Yeah. Jamming
this piece of rubber onto the frame using our handy dandy rubber mallet. We are now putting the primer on the glass itself and around the van, and that's gonna help it all stick together. As you can see, we've also put tape around the window. That's because when the glass goes in until the glue sets and is really doing all the work, we're gonna use the tape. So that was really intense. It was a little bit harder than we imagined just because Shaun had a class at 4 and it's now like 4:05. So we were definitely trying to beat the clock, which made it a little bit more stressful. But we got it in. I think it looks great. There's a little bit of sealant at the top that stuck out, but we think once it's dried, we'll be able to cut it out with some sort of knife. So yeah, today we put in one window. Whew, it took longer than I anticipated, but I feel like it's straightforward. There's a lot of steps.
Good morning. So, we did this window yesterday and it's still attached. It hasn't fallen to the ground. So, I'm guessing we may have done it right. Just need to... We're supposed to rain today, so that might hopefully test the waterproofness of it. And like I said, it's supposed to be raining today. We're not going to do this other side today. We're hopefully going to do it tomorrow when it's not supposed to be raining. But today's job is we're going to insulate the walls as much as we can. We have a bunch of soft insulation. We need to go and pick up a couple more insulation boards, but probably not today. First job to get ready for the insulating is I'm going to take this out, so we can insulate all behind here. The insulation we're using is recycled plastic, so we don't have any of this fiberglass, you know, it makes you really itchy as soon as you look at it. So you could take a nap on this now if you wanted to, it's not going to make you itchy or anything like that. I'm going to measure up and put some above the headliner, and then some Reflectix, nice vapor barrier, put the headliner back. Job is a good one. Got all the insulation in, covering all of the headliner. I've poked it up into the ribs here, stick some Reflectix over here now just to seal it and reflect the heat basically, and I'll put the headliner back. Now that the headliner's back in and up there for good, now I'm going to have a quick tidy wrapped in the van so it's nice and clean for when we do the window in a little bit today. What I'm doing now is just preparing the side of the van, right, protecting it with some plastic sheeting. This protects it from the metal filings. If the primer for the window drips down, because it will stain the metal work. It's just, like I said, protecting the side of the body from anything that's about to happen. Another thing I'm gonna do, I don't know if you can see. Let me try and adjust it so you can. I don't know if you can see those tiny dots all over the metalwork. They're just little tiny rust spots. We're gonna treat those after we've cut the hole for the window, but before we fit it, because all this here will be behind the glass. So we don't want that, you know, getting bigger and bigger, so we'll treat this panel, or what's left of this panel, after we cut the window before we stick the window on.
Okay, this is what it would be like if we both loved each other, but we were both in jail. I love you. Right now, we are cutting the other window. But I have a performance in a few days, and the sawdust irritates my throat, so I'm wearing my heavy-duty mask. This window cutting, thus far, is going much better than the first.
Been a busy day. Today, this morning, before I woke up. Why are you laughing at me? Hey friends, what's up? Stop! Take 4. Ow! Hey friends, what's up? So today's been a pretty busy. I've done this intro so many times now. I'm so over it. Okay. Hey friends, what's up? So today has been a pretty busy day. Yesterday, Shaun took the headliner out. This morning, he insulated that and put it back in. The next thing that we did is we started putting in our second window. So the windows are a pretty intense thing because obviously once you cut the hole in the van, it's a huge deal if it's incorrect. So right now we're waiting for the paint to dry. Okay, it has been a very busy week, but a very good week. We got a lot done, as you can see. Next week, we're gonna be playing with some insulation. We're gonna be playing up on the roof. Hopefully it doesn't rain. And we're gonna be doing other stuff. I don't really know yet. We kind of take it day by day. But please tune in. It's gonna be a good time. Bye.